Hello everybody. Welcome to a random Friday night last minute decision to go live and do a pour for you with a kind of apricot-y colour, a brown, a white and a black, and we're going to do the swirl technique. So there we go, that's ready now. Alright, so let's have a look how everything's set up. Look a tiny bit crooked. This is the right hand side. No. Go that way a little. And pop the gloves on. Hello Robin, how are you? Thanks so much for coming in. So this is a 16 by 20 inch canvas and I'm going to do a swirl on it. So I wanted to make sure I have plenty of paint, but at the same time, how much paint? So I'm actually going to use this bucket to put my paints into and then pour from. So, hey Sue, how you going? Alright. So, anything else you need to know? I mixed up this apricot-y colour. I was happy to go with a apricot-y coral colour. Couldn't quite reach the coral, so we're definitely settling on the apricot. Great, thanks, that's awesome. Glad to hear it. Best neighbour ever. Hello, told you you'd be here. Thank you. So this is my mixed apricot-y colour. So it took me a hot minute to mix that because I was trying to get coral or the apricot, and yeah. So this is my brown. There is a slight hint of crimson in there as well as a couple of drops of black. White. So that is just white. I haven't added anything to that. And black. So also it's just black, no additional colours added. So, hello. Alrighty. So now we're just going to layer them into here, remembering that what goes in first comes out last. So, it would have been great, I feel. So I'll try and put the white in between the apricot and the brown. And hopefully, yeah. So, and this is also a technique where I don't use any silicone. So there's no silicone in this. And the paints are freshly mixed. So they haven't had much of a settling period. So I will need to use the torch to clear away some bubbles. And yeah, okay. So I think I pretty much like to always start with, well, which was it? I think it was the white. That's what I got the extra water for. I'll just add that. I was sorting out everything else. I was like, oh, grab some more water. So throughout this pour, may you be inspired, learn something new, or simply relax while you're watching. Alright. Okay, so if I start with the white, it's really great to keep them in order of how you're going to add them, so that way it's just follow the line, start at the beginning. So, all right. We'll start with a bit of white. Plop that in the bottom. Not a lot, because as it gets to the end, I don't know, we'll see. That's where you're getting to the center of the swirl. So if you have too much of one block of color in that area, it's going to take over with the swirl. So, right. I wonder if this will be, tilt the white to the side and then start adding the brown. Black. I do realise that while I'm reaching over myself, I might start putting them over there, because if I'm tipping up the cup with my right hand, clearly best to keep my paints on my right hand side. So, and that one, move that for momentum's sake. The black and the apricot. So I've already got a lot in this container, but I don't mind if there's leftovers or anything like that. So you know how this technique creates those tree ring effects? Hey Tish, the Artist Haven is here. How you going? So the brown again. Yeah, so you get that tree ring effect from the swirl technique, and whoops, poured that one in so it kind of fell into the paints. Yeah, so, and if you cut a tree in half, you know, after gratitude given to the tree, of course, then you can see the rings. And did you know that you can tell how old the tree is by those rings? So that's one of the reasons that we're doing this pour tonight. So, oh, that's so heavy. I'm not going to sit it on the middle of the canvas because it will drag it down. But it looks pretty cool, right? Just got your coffee and sat down. So, excited to see this pour. Thank you. So we're going to start from the side I was pouring them in on. Just got to stand up and stretch my back for a moment because I was bent over a little bit while I was pouring those paints in. So I'm sure there's going to be well and truly enough in this bucket. So, actually, grab a colour, maybe the apricot. Oh, there's not much there. And just put some corners on. Now I want to make sure that I go over these corners where I put this apricot down, because it is a blended colour. Not a blended, but one that I just made up on the spot. There's no specific measurements of, you know, 2 parts of red and this of yellow and this of white. So it will be really hard for me to recreate this colour. You know, so this colour is very unique, like people. We can't recreate them either. They're all unique. So I'm going to pop that in there. And just making sure that I do get those sides for that reason. and around. So I'll just put this corner on. Just take a minute for these back ones because I can't see as easily around those. Just use the stick and run it along the very edge. Then there's more of a chance to know that that is covered. Whereas these front ones, I can see those. All right. There we go. I'm happy with that. That's a great start. How did you get crooked again? How did that happen? So the right hand side need to come. How's that? I went the wrong way. Oh no, I still went the wrong way. Sorry guys. That's an improvement. Let's leave it there. So grab this big bucket now. And I'm going to be concentrating really hard on here, so excuse me for not reading comments while I do this. Brace myself, so okay. So starting down. Here we go. I've actually reached an amount. So for any further beauty and loveliness, gratitude for that tree, remember? Okay, I'm just going to end it here. There is a ton of paint on this canvas. And I did side drip a little. I think that's because that edge of that bucket was so wide that it was a little temperamental at the end, but that's fine too. No. Alright, so let's see how I can move this around and open up those rings, and also how much, yeah, it's going to come off. We'll see. Perfect. Yeah. So glad I'm back in time to see this. Thank you. Jane, isn't it? Tony Jane Hall. So awesome. All right. So first off, we'll just move it around. I know that some of those rings will disappear on those outer edges. So I'll start heading to the corners and off at the edges now. And just opening up the whole center. Like this is going to be stunning where those white lines are opening up throughout. That apricot with that brown. The black at a bordering line of contrast. How amazing. Come down here. I just want to get that last bit of apricot off this corner because all the other corners it has run off. Okay. Get to that bit there. Bring it back around. Just push it to this side a little bit more. So we've got those amazing white lines. The apricot, the brown. Oh, I'm thrilled. This is beautiful. With every reason to be. So sorry you can't really see much of that. So there we go. I'm pretty certain that I brought that paint back to the center now. Wow. It's just one of those things. It just looks beautiful. Everything you were hoping for. There we go. So you could stare at this for hours. Thanks, Robin. Wow, thanks, Sue. Fantastic. You love it. Eye of the Tiger. Oh, awesome. Thank you, guys. So it turns out that I probably almost doubled up the amount of rings that went on there. You know, rings can just be, you know, circle of life, the age in years on a tree, that never-ending spiral that just continues inward, pushing the rest out. So fantastic. I would love to say that we'll hang around for a little bit and I'll do some balloon smashes with the drip off. But I don't actually have anywhere to put this until I organise a clear space. So afterwards, but I am feeling that this mixture of colours will blend together and make a nice colour. So I could also scrape some of it up and use it in some other pours. So absolutely amazing, treasured piece of artwork there. Thank you so much. It's beautiful. Yeah, I feel it. So, all right, that is awesome. I'm thrilled. Let's bring you down and have a close-up before we head off. So, yes, Echo, hello. Okay. Oh, I should torch it. Oh, I can see the bubbles floating on the surface. So this will bring up some speckles, I know that. But we'll just clear away a majority of the bubbles. So again, I like to go around in circles. When I do that, it's also another part of that never-ending flow of heat coming out of the torch. So, right. Let's come down and have a look. Thank you so much for sharing. You make it look so easy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It's a lot of practice. I've had plenty of practice now. Did you guys see I've got over 500 uploads on YouTube now? So I've come a long way in that time as well. Oops. So let's have a look at this white section. Check that out. Oh, hang on. I should turn off one of my lights, shouldn't I? Let's see. No, the colours are almost accurate to what they are, so I'll leave it there. Okay. So that white, kind of where it was doing that turn. So it kind of looked like it overlaps and goes under all at the same time. That is fun. Down this bottom section where there's some of that rich chocolate comes out. So that. I was wrong, sorry, this is not quite as dark as it looks in real life. So that is amazing. But check out one of the things about doing a lot of swirls, creating all those rings, is you get all these tiny lines that create their own little life journey. Coming up here, check that out. It's so beautiful. I love it. To the rich deep chocolate there. And down this side. You can see we've got a bit of mix there. Little bits of green are showing through. So that could be from the apricot colour with the black. So, and just to this last corner. Lovely. So there we have it. So please subscribe if you haven't already, and give the video a thumbs up. For those watching the replay, please leave a comment below. And for everyone, please share it with others who you feel might appreciate this kind of artwork or relaxation or inspiration. So, yep, lots of practice and patience I find with this one. If you rush the rings, I find you get really thicker separations of colour, which if that's what you're going for, that's awesome. But if you want the fine lines, slow and steady, being patient. So that's about it for what I can share with you tonight. Thank you so much for being here. While I'm doing this, I'm going to turn that light off and just see. So I really appreciate it. And yeah, you guys are so important to me and for the channel. So you're all amazing. going upstairs now to have a go. If it's half as good, I will be happy. Ah, my fingers are crossed for you. Absolutely. So try to stay centered. Try to go slow and steady if that's what you're going for. And just be patient while the paint comes out. So, shared on Twitter. Wow, Tish, thanks. Cool. So, all right. You're amazing. You're amazing, Sue. Thank you very much. All right. So while you're all being absolutely incredible, please, if you have to go anywhere, take care. And you're welcome, Tish. Thank you for being here. And be kind, be creative, and be fabulous. Bye.